Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bible Illustrated Hands. Because this next question is sort of personal, I will censor the name, even though it's probably just a username on YouTube, but just in case. Can you do a video on the Quiverful movement and the priests who tell people to have as many children as possible? I have only one living child and have had multiple miscarriages. I was told not by my spiritual father that I'm not being fruitful if I don't have at least 4 children, and that was very hurtful. Thank you for your question, person. Um, by the way, because this is a sort of very personal question, I would suggest you run everything I say through your spiritual father, because it's simply maybe not what the Lord wants you to hear. So simply double check it. I think that the most important thing here is not by my spiritual father. Listen, you will find idiots everywhere, and one of the most defining characteristic of idiots is that they tend to overshare their opinions, like I do here, on everything that the people ask them, like I do here, and also things that people don't ask them to, like I do. So, telling people that they should have as many children as possible, I personally believe is extremely irresponsible, because a multitude of reasons. People should not have children lightly. Children change your life completely, and you have to be ready to die for your child. And I don't mean just physically sacrifice yourself for, but when the child comes, you will have to ditch your entertainment, your hobbies, seeing lots of friends, and so on. But that is fine, because that child will give you much more joy than all things combined. However, we are not all from the same mold. We are not all of the same health. We are not all of the same material means, and so forth. One of the major reasons why people in ages past have had so many children was that majority of these children never actually survived until adulthood, because simply they didn't have developed medicine and so on. How many children you want to have is absolutely between you and your husband, or your wife if you're a guy. I also am of the firm belief, and the Russian Orthodox Church agrees with me, that this is something that your spiritual father can give some advice to you, but he can never actually order you to do, because again, it is such a major life decision that it can create a whole host of issues. I have a friend, and she's had many miscarriages, and she barely survived her second the birth of her second child. And one of my friends, a very pious Orthodox lady, she has said she has had so many miscarriages. Her body is clearly giving a signal to that she's not ready for it. The child was, thank God, born, and it's the sweetest girl, and thank God that she survived. When she was born, the nurses were literally like, don't tell me that both of them have survived, because it was such a risky pregnancy. So also, let me put it this way. The cost of rearing a child today is also higher than it was previously. All of those children need more than one set of clothing. All of those children need to go to school, to high school, maybe even college or university, or whatever you call the highest institution. Then you have different festivities that are simply multiplying, that the children will naturally want to be a part of. For example, birthdays, New Year's, Christmas, and so on. So there is a lot of variables that need to be taken account, and you simply cannot just say, oh, just have 4 or more children. Children are a handful, you know, and somebody needs to take care of them. That is why you can't give a blank advice on how many children you can or should have. This is primarily between you and your husband, as I said before. Uh, Especially because some members of the Quiverful movement did not have such a stellar of the movement later in their lives once they gave birth to 11 or more children, you know. Take care, especially in today's age of internet. You will hear a lot of stupid things on the internet, myself included. So as of recent, I'm not really certain if internet has done more good or more evil, and I'm starting to tend towards evil, sadly. I mean, of course, I do hope that I'm using this for something good. There are, of course, people who would disagree, but I don't think it is doing. I don't think it is doing much to counteract the immense amount of evil. And being exposed to silly opinions, to being exposed to even more people, who are telling you how to live your personal life, especially as regards something as important as having children. Just ignore it, you know, even if it was told to you in person. Simply put that opinion in a little bucket, in a little recycle bin, in your mind, delete it, and I know if you want more children, I don't know what advice to give to you. Pray to the Lord, you know, but having a lot of children without discernment, that can end in a whole host of issues. So that's it. Sorry if I got a little bit wordy, but I hate when people meddle. Bye.